what you came to do, but if you came to do your thing, let me hear you say hey. Cause it's alright. There's nothing wrong with wanting to do your thing. I don't know what you came to do, but if you came to do your thing, let me hear you say hey. Cause it's alright. There's nothing wrong with wanting to do your thing.
Two bowl pairs?
Got that right?
I think it's three bowl, yeah.
3 bowl pairs,
Three
okay.
bowl.
Yep. I've got a short memory. Did a pairs game yesterday morning.
I'm not sure mine's going to be much better with the post effects of COVID, what you call it, like a 10-second memory for me at the moment.
That's mine at the best of times. But anyway, looks like a fairly long end with the jack on the 2 metre mark. As we see the first bowl going down from Victoria.
Now, Sarah from the Victoria team, she has had amazing results over the last few seasons, kind of both on the national and in the Wellington region. Victoria is one of the strongest women's clubs in Wellington, and last season Sarah won all 4 club championships at Victoria, so massive wins. And just obviously her form is still showing and consistent this year.
Well, certainly the first bowl was very, very good.
The lead for Sarah at the moment is Mary Ann Wilson, and one of those fantastic players whose daughter is also a very good bowler. She's always here to support the Wellington team is Mary Ann. Good baker is all I can say.
Well, that one's going to go into the ditch. We noticed yesterday that it took a wee while, certainly for the players in the pairs game, just to get a feel for the green. And it can change too if the cloud burns off.
Absolutely, and this is pretty late in our outdoor season as well. I haven't had the opportunity for a while to play on a normal playing surface. I think my last opportunity was in January this year to play on a normal playing surface. So it could be that the speed is very different to what they're used to over the rest of the year.
Yep, Lisa White's happy with that. So it looks as if at the changeover we have Nine maybe holding shot. So now it's Lisa White and Sarah Takamu to come down and deliver their 3. The other semi-final that we'll be keeping an eye on is between Island Bay and Johnsonville. So Sarah with her first bowl.
I think it's also something to note that some of these players aren't used to having cameras around and about, and we've probably also seen those beginning nerves coming out. Just in these first couple of ends, I think we'll start to see the bowls tighten up a fair bit after they get used to it and a bit more relaxed.
Yes, you've got to try and pretend that they're not there, but hard to block out, isn't it?
Sometimes, usually it's more hard to block out the fact that you keep standing in front of them.
Sarah was a bit short with the first bowl, but she's corrected brilliantly here. That's an outstanding bowl. So that's a shot for Victoria. Oh, she's in the general area again, isn't she? Very consistent. Two outstanding bowls.
It does look like that's the form that she's had for the last couple of years, and she's already showing now. Interesting, Lil will probably be more of an aggressive player. I think she'll be coming under her own at that front and looking to take that jack to the drink.
Certainly going down with a bit of extra weight on it. Oh, gee, that was a good attempt by Lisa, but those two excellent bowls from Sarah Taukamo. So 2-0 after the first end for Victoria.
May even be 3, I think.
Did they pick up 3?
I think Marianne may have had her.
Okay.
I could be wrong.
Wait and see what the scoreboard tells us.
I actually think I am wrong.
That's all right. No, okay.
Have to guide, what do you call it? They're all using the same coloured stickers, not the.
Yeah, that's sometimes we found yesterday similar coloured bowls, and if you just look away, you kind of forget who's got the shot.
That's our 10-second memory.
So the jack's going back because Miriam Wilson threw it away. So a chance here for Leela.
For Lil, yeah.
Yeah, to determine the length of the end.
It's about a 3/4 length. I had the luxury of playing in a team with Lil earlier this season. She's such a bubbly personality. I'm not sure about, in the peers it's quite a quiet, sort of, she's at the other end to her teammate, but in our team environment that we had, she definitely had everybody smiling at the other end.
So this is her first bowl of this second end. Did you get an opportunity to have a look yesterday and determine what you thought of the green?
Yesterday I actually stayed away from the green. I hid out the back in the indoor surface and had a practice to myself, and then snuck out the back door as well. I'm still struggling with post-COVID and the fact that for me, COVID wrote my season off very quickly.
Yeah,
it was
amazing.
pretty gutting. It had been quite a good season, and all over Rover in 5 minutes.
Yes, exactly. No, it's certainly been a factor, hasn't it, over the last couple of years, and how it affects people in different ways.
Oh, absolutely. For me, it's been 8 tournaments this season, cancelled or postponed or put off, and then obviously my body's response to COVID was a little bit harsher than the rest of my family. I think one thing that I'd really love to emphasise to our bowling community is the importance of isolating away from others when you do get ill or you do test positive. Regardless of how sick you are, it doesn't necessarily indicate how sick somebody else would be if they caught it.
Sure, sure. So here's the bowl from little Renata coming down. Well, let's say there's plenty of room there.
There's a tad. They're there for the catching, isn't it? The skips can't be too sad that they've got too many short bowls blocking anything.
No, well, that's a fault on the right side, isn't it? If you're going to be a reasonable distance from the jack, it's better to be over than under.
Absolutely. On this type of surface and the speed that a jack could be moved at, they're going to travel quite a distance.
Well, Sarah played 2 cracking bowls on that first end, so let's watch her first bowl on the second end.
It's definitely on a very nice track.
It's good enough for the shot, even though she's come up just a wee bit short, but on a great line. We actually found yesterday that wide hand, that ditch hand, if you like, was quite difficult, particularly in the afternoon.
Was it difficult for everybody's bowls, or did you
Yep.
see any type of bowl performing better than others?
Well, I think some did perform better than others, but it seemed to be difficult regardless of what bowl you had.
As I was going to say, Sarah tends to play with a wider turning bowl, or has in the past preferred to play with a wider turning bowl. And sometimes you find that they will not get caught so much in the lines that have been created by bowls before them, or the tracks.
Well, that's really her first poor bowl of the day. Still holding the shot, though. Lisa White looking to slip around that shot bowl, and she might
Find the back door.
just go through the back door. Yeah, exactly. And possibly grab the shot. Not sure she's that happy again.
No, it looks like she's done the same thing and cut a grass. Although from the luxury of the window that Grant and I have, it does look like it is either a measure. Yeah, definitely. Victoria holding that shot with the front bowl.
Last bowl coming in here from Lisa White. She might try and slip through the back door again, but I think this one's just going to run away. So let's see what the leads think. I think they may pull out the measure. It's going to be fairly close. The pinkish colour bowl belonging to Lisa White from Nine. The front bowl is that of Victoria.
And it is the Victoria bowl.
So it is Victoria, the front bowl. The first bowl sent down by Sarah Takamo, which finished up winning the end. So 3-0 after 2, Victoria.
Fascinating end there, Grant. It ended up with all of the bowls to one side. Were you noticing that they were having the same situations yesterday on that rink?
Yes. was interesting yesterday because a little bit of a breeze got up in the afternoon. It was dead calm in the morning, but then the breeze got up in the afternoon and that made it even more difficult. But you often play on an end rink, don't you? But the rink they're playing on at the moment is quite a long way from the ditch itself, isn't it? It's
Oh, absolutely. It's probably about 2 rinks in,
yeah, it is.
2, 3 rinks in.
So Mary-Ann Wilson with her first bowl for Victoria. They've got away to a good handy start here, and that's nicely weighted. Very nice bowl. Lisa White showing some interest here. Yeah, this is going to be very handy. Might even get some chalk. Does.
Very consistent weight from Mary-Ann there.
Just looking at the other semi-final being played on the next rink. 2-2 at the moment between Isla Bay and Johnsonville.
That's put that in a very interesting spot for Mary-Ann to play. She's kind of going to need to be trickling just around it, coming inside her own, or playing a little bit, sort of half a metre through to come underneath it, sit the shot bowl.
So the black bowl is shot, and that's held by Nine Eye at the moment. So the leads have done their job. Now it's up to the skips with Nine Eye holding shot on this, the third end, third of 18. Staying on the backhand here is Sarah Takamo. Weight was good from Lisa White.
Yeah, it was. Sarah's got quite a few opportunities here. She were to play that shot bowl off, she has got the 2 seconds, and the angle where the jack would likely go would be to the other side. But it looks as though Sarah's changing her hand, looking to not play the quick weight and sort of play the sitting in and drawing off.
Just going to slip past the head.
just had a few updates from the other games that are happening at the moment on the screen. So we've got the score in the other ladies' pairs semi-final. Currently, Island Bay are leading 3-2 after 3 ends. We have Titahi Bay playing Victoria in the men's singles, which is a 5-1 up to Victoria. And the other men's singles match that's currently on is Plimerton versus Petone, where Plimerton are leading 6-3. And we'll shortly be able to bring you some results from the other green.
Yes, we've got 4 games being played on this green that we're actually concentrating on, but there are other matches being played on the other green. Now here's Sarah coming down with a bit of weight, looking for the shot bowl or the jack. Tell you what, she's not far away. Oh, boy, that was close.
Absolutely.
That was close. Sarah White, at least Lisa White, stayed up at the other end just to see the result of that. Now she's got the last bowl. You might have 2 here, Lisa, you reckon?
She's not far away with her third here.
This
She's
is
just
looking-
hoping not to move that jack.
Oh. So I'll just have a look at the second. I think we'll have to wait for the scoreboard. It certainly looked like 2, didn't it?
It did.
So Nina on the board after the third end. We'll just wait and see. I think it's, yes, they did get 2. So 2 for Nina. 3-2, Victoria lead after 3.
Some great games that you had the opportunity to watch yesterday. What was your favourite game? Favourite shot?
Well, it's a good point, actually. The women's fours final was really, really tight. They were just moving along in lots of 1. And then Johnsonville picked up a 5 on the 17th. And it was just after their opponents, Island Bay, had hit the front for the very first time in the game. So I suppose a 5 in a match where they were only getting singles had to be a bit of a highlight, really. We had a good pairs game, triples game in the morning where Wilton got away to a great start. I think they were 13-1 or 13-2 up. But then Miramar clawed their way back into it. But in the end, Wilton came through. So we had a couple of really good games.
What a starter here from Marianne. It's been pretty cool these last couple of years having this sort of setup on the finals day. First time last year, I believe it was, for Wellington to have this, and obviously following up again this year. Last year I helped commentate a game and it was virtually in the dark by the end of the day.
Oh, I heard about that, yeah.
So it was good to see yesterday that nobody was having to put on the lights out there that don't exist.
Well, I'll tell you what, we've got to be careful today because, of course, daylight saving kicked in overnight. Now, I don't know whether too many people realise that. But, look, we were finished yesterday by 3:30 or so I don't think there's any issues. But some games can drag on a bit.
Certainly can. It takes a couple of killed ends and all of a sudden you've got an extra half hour.
Yeah, dead right. Now, this is coming down with a bit of venom.
Very, very early to
Yeah.
do that. Obviously, Marianne stuck a couple of good bowls there, and Lisa saying, Lil, get rid of them.
Yes, yes. Well, there's a nice target there. You just got to hit it.
And another great bowl from Marianne coming in here.
Well, I wonder whether Lisa will be tempted with her first bowl at least to try and somehow get rid of those front bowls.
It's quite a fair bit of, there is space there. I think the better option would be the sit stay, sort of playing the same weight as Marianne's last bowl and looking to sit on that bowl that's directly in front of that jack. She may not be able to get the shot out of it, but she would definitely sort of get second. At an early stage of the game, it's when you don't want to drop numbers, like you said yesterday, the fours it took to the 17th end to pick up a number.
Okay, let's see what Lisa's attitude is here. Just trying to draw by the looks of things, but so maybe the sit and stay is exactly what she is after. Good looking bowl, this. Really good. Oh, that is outstanding.
Feels like we're in for a very good end, and that kind of supports the fact that those first couple of ends, the players are definitely sort of getting rid of those nerves and shaking out those bad bowls, and we're now starting to see some real quality play here.
Sarah, that's a good effort. First up, perfect weight, really.
Just got some updates from the other green. So green 2, we have ladies singles semi-finals happening with Stokes Valley versus Tawa, where currently Tawa is in the lead 7-1. We have Plimerton versus Upper Hutt in the other game of the singles. Plimerton is currently leading 5-2. We also have 2 men's pairs games over there, so we must be down to the men's quarters, sorry, from my comment earlier. But Johnsonville is currently leading Lyell Bay 5-3, and Upper Hutt is leading Nainai 6-4.
Oh, beautiful shot from Sarah. She might have turned this into 3, possibly 4. What do you think?
I'm thinking possibly 5.
Yeah, it could be 5 with the blue bowl.
And Lisa with her last bowl, this could be a very big bowl. It is on the hand that they all cut narrow on the last end, so it will be interesting to see where her bowl finishes up.
Has she got the weight? Has she got the weight? No, not. She certainly had the weight. She's quite picked the green. So big end here for Victoria. It's amazing how things can change with one bowl.
One beautiful bowl, and saying that Sarah, playing her last, did have a fantastic setup from her lead, Marianne.
It looks like she is going to add to the count. Yes, she is. Boy, that is a big end.
I think that's the full house.
Well, you can only get 6, and it absolutely was 6. Gee whiz. A 6 on the 4th end for Victoria. So suddenly they jump out to a 9-2 advantage after 4. Early days, of course.
You'd have both Lisa and Lil thinking here it's only going to take sort of 3 ends of 2s and a 3 to catch up.
I don't know what you came to do, but if you came to do your thing, let me hear you say, hey. 'Cause it's alright.
back on? Day 2 of the Champion of Champions here at the Nine Bowling Club. And the match we're concentrating on this morning is the semi-final of the women's pairs between Victoria and Nine. Just got a little hold up here. We've had 4 ends, 9-2. Just having a look across at the other match. Somebody standing in front of the scoreboard doesn't help, but Arden Bay Johnsonville, that's pretty tight. So we've got 2 women's pairs semi-finals, and we've got 2 men's singles semi-finals being played.
After sitting for a couple of days commentating, are you wishing that you were out there?
Yeah. I tell you what, it's a lot easier sitting here though. You see shots and you think, boy, I'd like to have a crack at playing that.
I always
Whether you can
find
execute it or not, that's another thing.
I find it very stressful watching normally. Much rather be out there playing the shots and calling the shots, but can't really ask for much of a nicer day.
No, well, I mean, the fact that it's not blowing is a big plus. And even yesterday afternoon when the breeze got up, it was, by Wellington standards, it was a zephyr, really. So we all know what the wind can do to bowls. Okay, so we're about to get cracking. Actually, we had Karen Guilford in here yesterday, and she's out there today playing in the other semi-final in the pairs. So Victoria leading off, and this is the 5th end with a nice advantage, 9-2 after that 6 that they picked up, the maximum on the 4th end.
I think we've got a good year ahead of us. The current situation with COVID this year, the players that win these events will likely have the opportunity to go on and play at the National Championship finals. I know that last year there was a lot of disruption to those events, but it kind of feels like we're at the, what do you call it?
We've hit the peak and we're sliding down the other side.
That's it.
Hope so.
That's it.
Yeah, hope so. It has been so disruptive, not only for bowls, but all sports, really. It's just good to see now, when you turn the tally on, there are crowds coming back. So where are the champions nationally, do you know, off the top of your head?
They do distribute them across the
Right.
country,
Okay.
so there are different events in different regions. I think Nine may have the triples. They tend to play the champions on the indoor surfaces over the winter time.
Yep.
Or what should I call it? It's probably more autumn. So yeah, there will be some in Auckland, some in Wellington, some in the South Island, I believe.
Sure. Well, there's nothing really close here, so a real opportunity for little Renata to get one in here. Just generally a little heavy. Nothing short on this end. They've all been heavy.
Feels like that little bit of a break has kind of made them reset a little bit. Might see them start to get a bit more steady in the next end. I feel like the break may have been for an injury.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, so hopefully we won't see that impact the rest of the game.
So here's Sarah Taukamo, who has been quite outstanding, several of her bowls, particularly on that last end, when she set up the maximum.
They have pulled the mat up as well, which notably could have thrown them out with their weight.
Well, this is Lisa White's home club, of course, so she should have a pretty good handle on the greens. She looks heavy as well. Everybody's over the head, that's for sure.
It's quite interesting you make that comment. Like we talked about earlier, that I'm a member of 3 clubs myself, and this season have not had the opportunity to play at any do the odd practice, but it was a very odd practice. Everything else has been played away. So I know Lisa is a member also of clubs up the coast, and maybe has been playing a lot up there.
Yeah, I think so. Paikakariki in particular. Yeah, yeah. Well, that looks like the shot from Sarah. The first bowl, I think, on this whole head that is just a bit short, but ironically might be good enough to be shot. And once again, Lisa going sailing through.
Finishing in nicely there. The green does look like it's tracking beautifully. Doesn't look like the players are trying to avoid any lines, and the lines don't look like they're jumping around.
Now, can she pull up? Yep, that's a lovely bowl from Lisa White. Just when needed. So one comes out. I don't know whether there's any more there. They'll have a look. Just the one. Okay, so the last bowl from Lisa White was the shot bowl. So 5 ends gone now in this women's pairs semi-final, and Victoria leading by 9-3. Tight in the other semi-final, 5-4. Not sure who's 5 and who's 4, but just an indication that it's pretty tight in the other semi-final. So Nine with the mat now, as the first bowl coming down here from Little Renata.
Pretty handy home there, sitting right behind, probably about a metre. What I tend to find is that when we're looking on screen, it's making the bowls look a little bit further away than they actually are.
Yeah, I think for the singles this afternoon we might need a lollipop person. Just to give us some indication about who's got the shot, because it is pretty difficult to read. It's hard enough from the mat, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. That distance is probably too far for the brain to work.
Yeah. This is tracking in nicely from Renata. Lovely bowl. It's an old cliche in bowls, isn't it, that in pairs it's very much a leads game. If the lead's playing well, then generally speaking, the team's playing well.
Yes. There'll be a few people that, if they're listening to this, I found myself this year with my peers partner at in the national final of the peers, and our opposition lead was absolutely on fire in that game. We could not combat that. Absolute hats off to her. But yeah, you're right. There was just nothing to be able to play against. So yeah, that leads on, makes it very, very difficult.
Yes, it does.
We are seeing Marianne clutching at her back at the moment and possibly really struggling to get down to bowl.
Yes, the back's pretty important, isn't it? If you've got a bad back, it's not an easy game to play, that's for sure. Maybe a few painkillers.
Does look like it. She's usually a very bubbly, smiley, laughy person. She doesn't look like her normal self. Hopefully those painkillers will start to work shortly and we'll start to see some really tight heads.
So Nine have a couple of shots here. There's Lisa White with her pink bowls looking to add to that. Which she likely has done.
She's continuing to persist down that hand, or the non-ditch hand coming back in this direction, of which she's had that weight perfect every time, but is yet to get that grass. I feel like she's playing the skip shot where she knows her teammates played really well and doesn't want to take it away or move it.
Yeah. Well, there's another lovely bowl from Sarah Giacomo. So she's gone from 3 down to 1 up.
She has taken more grass on this one.
She's tracking in beautifully. Oh dear. That's an outstanding bowl without getting the result. Change of hand here from Sarah. Looking to float in on the backhand.
Pretty handy bowl here as well.
Oh, outstanding.
I feel like we're going to see some weight come out.
Some carnage?
Well,
I don't think she's got
there's
the back
no
bowling.
risk. Yeah, there's a lot of risk there with it going straight back. But if she had killed it,
She's looking for a connection of some sort here. Wicks in. Oh dear.
yeah, I think you're right. She couldn't afford to go sort of a halfway in that jack to sit still in that area where there was a chance of dropping a sort of 4 or 5.
Well, 2 excellent bowls from Sarah here. She's not going to be far away again by the look of it. Maybe just the weight, just not quite there, but good enough for a couple. Bowling really, really well at the start of this game. We're only a third of the way through, but that's 2 more for Victoria. And they lead after 6 ends by 11 to 3.
I don't know what you came to do, but if you came to do your thing, let me hear you say, hey. 'Cause it's alright. There's nothing wrong with holding it to your thing.
I have a few updates from the other games currently on this green. The other ladies' pairs semi-final, the score is currently 5-4 to Island Bay after 6 ends. The men's singles semi-finals. Currently, Victoria leads Titahi Bay 9-3, and Plympton leads Petone Central 7-6. On the other green, we also have some updates of the ladies singles semi-final. Tawa is currently leading Stokes Valley 8-5. Plympton is leading Upper Hutt 10-2. And in the men's pairs semi-finals, that they are looking very one-sided, with Johnsonville currently leading Lyle Bay 15-3 and Upper Hutt leading Nainai 15-4, and both after sort of 7 and 6 ends. So still very early in the games, but very large leads.
Okay, so let's pick it up in this women's pairs semi-finals. We're into end number 7, and Victoria have this handy lead, 11-3. Oh, lovely bowl. This time from Marianne Wilson, just dragging the jack back.
Always a satisfying thing as a lead, taking that jack away from anybody else's bowls, leaving them short and kind of out of the play.
Also, if you stay with it, of course, which is exactly what Marianne's bowl has done, often you'll see the jack get clipped sideways. Yes, exactly what Sarah would have wanted. Give me a bowl over the head, because inevitably at some point, Nainai are going to have a crack at that front bowl. Good try there by little Renata. So now Lisa White has got one over the head, so she can at least play up to that bowl, can't she?
Absolutely.
So Sarah Taukamo, her first bowl of this 7th end. She's done plenty of damage in this match so far. Now, what do you reckon Lisa might do? Try and at least get some movement on that shot bowl.
I think we're...
She's not going to be short, is she?
No, where those other bowls are, she's kind of forced to play with a little bit more weight. They're sitting right in those draw lines.
Wow.
And she's given herself every opportunity there now. All she has to do is play up onto her own, sit it through.
So change her hand here from Victoria, coming down the forehand. So this will be a similar shot from Lisa White. Just a little bit of extra weight on it. Hoping to maybe run onto the blue bowl, but she's gone a bit wider this time. good bowl at the back. Lisa White's going to go up and have a look here. There's no doubt she'll have to play with a little bit of extra weight. It's just a question if she makes contact. Where's the jack going to finish up?
Yeah, that last bowl that's kind of come in sideways has made it a little bit more challenging. She now needs to sort of aim to sit onto that one, to hit her own, to play the other one through with that perfect weight, to only be shifting it sort of a foot.
Any contact with either the blue or the pink bowl is likely to see the jack move.
Just looks like she's taken that wide line.
Yeah, she's turned her back on that. She's not happy with it at all. Never really got the line right, so it's that blue bowl of Victoria, which was the shot. So Victoria pick up another one. And after 7 ends, it is 12-3. Too early to panic for Nino. But that scoreboard pressure can build on, can psychologically, you look at the scoreboard and you think we need to do something.
Yeah, you started to think 9 the difference. You don't want it to get into double figures. It is still very early days. There's no need to panic. Ones can still win the game from this point.
So the 8th end coming up here, and Victoria with this handy advantage, Marianne Wilson throwing a relatively short end. I think the mat is back though, so maybe a 3/4 length end.
I think it's in a very good place for us to be able to see a bit better this time.
That's right. This is a pretty handy start too. She's really got the weight right here.
And it looks like those painkillers are starting to work in the last few ends. She's played some pretty good bowls.
Nino's first bowl coming down. Well, you're looking to grab the jack here, and she does, but doesn't necessarily get the shot, even though she shifted the jack back. Still very much on the centre line.
Does look like Lil's having that little bit of a brain, what do they call it, a brain fart, really. It's kind of critical at this point of the game just to think about process and delivery and just take that extra bit of time to relax before letting go of those bowls.
Yes, a little bit of panic can set in if you see your opponent's got a couple of shots and you just need to get one in there close. Looks like she might have cut the green here. But at least if she can beat that third shot. So it's all panning out pretty well at the moment for Victoria.
The game next door, the other women's peers semi-final, we've just seen Johnsonville take the lead for the first time in the game. 7-5 up after 18s.
Here's Sarah Taukamo's first bowl on this, the 8th end, and she's played another cracker. So 3 shots sitting there, possibly 4. Let's just say 3 at the moment. So a bit of work here for Lisa White. Vastly experienced player, of course.
Yeah, both of these skips are very high calibre, with Sarah winning her first national title last year in the mixed pairs with Laurie Guy, and Lisa having represented New Zealand before. Actually, I say a lie about Sarah. She's actually won numerous titles.
Yes, I remember the mixed pairs. That was down Central Otago, wasn't it?
It was absolutely stunning.
Yeah. Did you play in that tournament?
I lost the semis.
Oh, did you? Okay.
By one game, one bowl actually.
Yeah.
So it was,
I think they've scheduled the 4s. Am I right?
they've scheduled the 4s and the mixed pairs back down there again for the next season. It's pretty exciting. The most beautiful place to go down and play. I thoroughly enjoy my time down there. I really do enjoy going down and playing the South Island a bit, so I am a member down there as well.
Okay.
The greens are different, people are different, atmosphere's completely different. Just nice to get around and meet different people.
Yeah, it's a real shame that the national 4s this year were cancelled in Taranaki. I think a lot of people are looking forward to that. There's another lovely bowl. Sarah's just putting them in there, and the pressure on Lisa here. She'd be 4 or 5 down, possibly 3 anyway. She's not going to be short. And if she can get onto that black bowl, oh boy, that was a good attempt. But it's just not going her way at the moment.
No, and that's going to put Victoria in a very strong lead now. We are seeing the double figure difference now.
Yeah, well, that looked like 3. I think they settled on a 3. Let's just have a look and see the scoreboard. No, maybe a 4. No, 3, that's right. Went from 12 to 15. So 18's gone. 15 to 3.
I think a lot of people were disappointed. The greens up in Taranaki in New Plymouth, they're absolutely stunning. The last time we had the last time I played a national event up there was before I'd had my son, so about 9 or 8 years ago, and I had the time of my life. I took my little old Mini up there, had a few drive around with some of our, what would you call it, our bowlers, our young bowlers, and 5 of them in the car at once having a bit of a laugh.
And a Mini?
Yeah.
You're kidding me. I had a Mini once. I don't think we would have got 5 in it.
We weren't small either. Well, not all of us were small anyway.
Yeah. No, I'm lucky enough. I play in the Taranaki Open every year, and one of the great attractions is that the greens are great. The greens are great. You never go to a club where the greens are poor. In fact, it's, if the greens aren't up to scratch on a particular year, they don't get to host. Just watching the New Zealand Air Force going over. There were only 2 yesterday. Looks like we've increased our planes to 4.
Absolutely. I think they're training for an upcoming show that they do around Easter up in Oahakia.
Righto.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I've definitely got some favourite places, and up in is it, where they had the national fours the year before last year was also stunning up.
Was it Waikato? Yeah, no, Tauranga.
Yeah,
Around Tauranga.
up Tauranga.
That was fantastic. It really was.
It was very hot.
Yes, yes, it was.
End of season, and it felt like summer finally had to have a proper end to summer.
We had to play one day at Rotorua.
Oh, did you?
And that was good fun too. Yeah.
I felt like I'd been looked after and really didn't have to travel that far for that event.
No, there's nothing quite like the Nationals. Even if you're a modest type bowler, anyone can enter, and it's a lot of fun. And you come up against some outstanding players. There's a fair bit of room here, as we can see. So a good chance here for Lil Renata just to float one in and grab the shot.
I think the other exciting part about bowls at the moment is we are allowed spectators now. With those nationals that we had down in Central Otago, I know that I found myself feeling like a monkey in a cage in the last couple of days, and you weren't allowed any of your supporters to come in. We were allowed one coach per team. Very interesting way to run it, but Bowls New Zealand did a fantastic job to actually make the events continue and finish. But it's exciting now that we're seeing that the return back of spectators and people being able to support and watch.
Absolutely. Yes, I spoke to a few people who watched as best they could from over the fence.
Around the fence,
Yeah.
yes. It was impressive to watch the Bowls New Zealand, sort of the leadership team of them, carry around buckets full of drinks and making sure that everybody was hydrated. It was incredibly sunny and hot down there, and very concerning. We did have some spectators turn up on a trailer with a lounger and sit up there and watch a game.
Fantastic.
Good old Kiwi ingenuity.
Yes, well, of course, we should be, well, let's fingers crossed, pretty much over the COVID thing by next summer, when those nationals will be held down in Central Otago. Here's Lisa White floating in, looking to grab the shot. Has she got enough on this? Bit hard to tell. They really need to get cracking now. And I know we're only halfway through this game, so still, we've seen games turn on their heads very quickly. But just the way they're playing at the moment, and Victoria look well in control of this.
Not like Sarah to play a wayward bowl.
Yeah, it was wayward by her standards. She says, oh, nice line here, Lisa. If she's got the weight right, can she get through? Oh. Kind of sums it up, really. Sarah's the sort of player, you don't really want to give her an opportunity because she'll take it. But she's missed out here. Wow, this is a really loose end. And good chance for Lisa White with the very last bowl to see whether she can secure a shot. Yes, she certainly has.
And Lisa's played an absolute bomb here.
Played it really well. How did she drag it far enough to maybe get two? Be a good measure. Certainly the one which has already been taken out. Bit of a finger measure just to see.
Marianne thinks it's only the one, so
Yeah.
Lil will have to get down and confirm that.
Well, it'll be very timely two if they can grab it. It's looking like two, isn't it? Oh, maybe not. One. Okay. Very deceptive. So 15-4 it is after 9. Victoria lead.
And I can give you an update of the other games on the screen. The other peers semi-final, Johnsonville was leading Island Bay 9-5 after 10 ends. In the men's singles, Petone Central is leading Plympton 10-8. And Victoria currently leads Titahi Bay 17-5. On the other green, we have the ladies' singles semi-finals with Tawa currently leading 9-8 and Plympton leading Upper Hutt 15-6. And in the men's pairs, we see the gap widen for the Johnsonville-Lyle Bay game with Johnsonville leading 17-3 and the score between Upper Hutt and 9-8, 16-6 to Upper Hutt.
Okay. So quite a tidy start here from Lil Renata. As we start end number 10.
Sometimes it just takes that getting the one to start that difference. Feeling like you've finally got off that number that's been holding you back for the last few ends.
I tell you, the worst number in singles is 20. And getting stuck on 20. If you're good enough to get to 20 in the first place, but wouldn't you rather just go from 19 to 21 in a hurry?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Well, that's a lovely bowl there from Miriam Wilson. So immediately puts the pressure back on the opposition. Lisa White's pretty happy with that. She's got over the head.
Very handy places there. Any connection on that shot bowl and that jack is going to be going to Lil's lead bowls there.
Another nice bowl coming in here from Miriam Wilson. Over the head, perfect.
Divides up those other two for that shift to the jack that we just spoke about.
Yes, exactly. Well, Lisa White knows that to get the shot, she's probably just going to have to play a little bit of weight to either punch the shot bowl through or the jack. Well, she would have been happy with the weight. Just missed the line slightly. Not a mile away here either. Oh, that's a beautiful shot, but is it good enough to get the shot? Well, she couldn't have played that much better, really, could she?
No, absolutely not. And it does emphasise, though, that having those bowls in those ideal spaces can prevent you from dropping numbers. So you see that cover of Marianne's that is breaking those two bowls up of the opposition's means that if Lisa's holding, it's only the one.
Might have to get those ladies to move, eh? Oh, lovely bowl. Beautiful bowl by Sarah, so that has certainly confirmed it now. No, she's missed a line this time, has Elisa White. And so Victoria with that blue bowl of Marianne Wilson just holding the shot. I don't think Sarah wants to play this. I think she's going to hand the bowl over. I don't think there's anything much she can do with it.
No, very smart move there. Obviously, they're holding the shot and doesn't want to take the opportunity to do any damage.
So one more to Victoria. 16-4 after 10 ends. When you're leaving us, Claire.
I am.
Okay.
Thanks very much for having me.
No, that's good. That's
Pass you
good.
over to the capable hands of Sue.
Okay.
And,
Go and move those ladies out the front, will you, please?
I can't watch this mighty person do it.
Sue Way joining us.
Good morning. How are you this morning?
Very good, Sue.
Some good quality bowls being played.
Yes, certainly from Victoria. Sarah Takama has been quite outstanding.
Oh, she can just sneak the bowls in. She's just, the last few years, she's just been an absolutely form player.
Well, it's a long haul back here for Nino. They've got time to do it, but got to start moving quickly.
18s to get 12 points. It's doable.
Shall I get Ross to see if we can move those ladies?
Bill's puts her bowls up. So, line's looking good. It's the shot.
We were just saying when Claire was here that how dependent a pair's combination is on the lead getting it right.
Oh, yeah.
Makes a big difference, doesn't it?
Huge difference. They set it up.
And Marianne Wilson has been very, very consistent so far in this game. Even though she appears to be battling, you can see her just holding her back.
Yeah, she
Just battling a back injury a wee bit.
She had to have somebody help her put her shoes on this morning because of her back, which is unfortunate, but it doesn't seem to be affecting her play too much.
Pretty debilitating. Anyone who's had a sore back knows that it's bad enough, but trying to play bowls as well at the same time, not that easy.
You got to pick that bowl up a lot of times during a game.
Yeah, you do. So there's plenty of room to sneak a shot in here.
Yeah, and that looks like it's done it.
Yes, it does. Good bowl there from Marianne Wilson.
There's plenty of options on that side too. Lisa's encouraging the bowl into the head. It's just going a little bit quick.
Just cutting away. So one shot there for Victoria as the leads head down to the head and the skips come to the mat.
So it's a great ritual, the swap over of ends. Sometimes there's a conversation, and then other times if you're leading, you try not to catch your skip's eye if your bowls have been astray.
Yes. Isn't that so true?
My eyes have looked at the ground many a time.
Yeah.
Known for playing defensive shots, the short ones. And Sarah's bowl is on its way now. And I'm guessing she'll probably even be the closest with that one. It's looking pretty good.
Just running into
Getting caught up.
her own bowl, yeah.
Might have made two of it though, pushing that bowl over a little bit.
Yes, got it done. Lisa White just will cut across in front of the head. She pretty much got the weight right.
Second shot.
Second shot, yep.
Second shot's always a good shot. Gives
Yep.
you a few more options. It's not much wind out there today, so there's not too many excuses.
No, we're lucky yesterday too. The breeze got up in the afternoon, but nothing substantial really. Believe me, it can blow here.
Just a tad. This time of year we get lots of good bowling days without wind though
Yep.
in Wellington.
Now this won't be short. As Lisa White comes down, she's looking for the shot bowl.
If she can that shot bowl, she can make two of it.
Oh, she's so close.
Mm.
So close. Just slipping wide of the head, so I think it's just the one.
Probably a good shot from Sarah. If Lisa's going to play that same hand and she moves the jack, Sarah's got that catching bowl.
So this will be a similar sort of shot here from Lisa White. She'll be looking at the shot bowl, or maybe using herself to wick in. Not quite, not quite. Good try, but it looks like the blue bowl of Marianne Wilson was good enough to win yet another end. So after 11, they're just doing the job, aren't they, Victoria?
They do. They are. They're nice and consistent, making Lil and Lisa have to work hard.
Play promo.
I don't know what you came to do, but if you came to do your thing, let me hear you say hey. 'Cause it's alright. There's nothing wrong with wanting to do your thing. I don't know what you came to do, but if you came to do your thing, let me hear you say hey. 'Cause it's alright. There's nothing wrong with wanting to do your thing.
17-4 after 11 ends. Good lead for Victoria. And on the other rink, looks like Johnsonville just starting to establish a reasonable lead too over Island Bay, 13-5. They've played 13 ends there, so they're on the 14th. First bowl there from Marianne Wilson, not exactly memorable.
Good spot. You never know what move will move back to it. It's better there than short the same distance. And a little under greening it a little bit. Quite a lot, actually. So a good crowd watching around the greens, on both greens. Nice to see everybody's come out to watch their teammates play.
It's a great spectator sport, isn't it? If you're not playing, it is great to be able to watch.
It is great, yeah. I think most bowlers would rather be on the green, but once you got knocked out, you've sort of got no choice, and staying to watch some good bowls is great.
This might be a better bowl coming in from Lil Renata.
Yeah.
Certainly good enough to get the shot.
Good adjustment.
.13 advantage for Victoria. Just a little bit too consistent at the moment. Marianne Wilson with her third bowl. And if you're going to miss, it's better to miss long.
Yeah, see a nice little shot in there for Sarah to move back. It's given her some options.
This might be another handy bowl. So a couple of handy bowls there. Maybe second shot. Maybe.
It's hard to tell from the TV screen whether that's the second shot or the third shot. I think it's just 1 to 9 with that front bowl. See if Lisa White can add.
Yes. Sarah first on the mat, of course, and she really has been the outstanding bowler in this match. Particularly if we go back to the fourth end where they picked up a 6.
Gives you a good lead.
Sure does. She's not a mile away here either. Contact with a jack, maybe. Oh, flicks it across.
Push that blue bowl forward enough that that blue bowl may be the shot now.
May well be the shot.
Lisa's now got something to rest on, so she'll be playing down the hand that Lil's indicating to see if she can rest on those 2 shots and push the blue one out.
Definitely one down to the blue bowl. That's been confirmed. Having a close look here, she's very much in the area. Oh, that was a very good try. Just hit the wrong bowl. Trying to get onto the blue bowl. Other matches being played on the green out in front of us. Men's singles. Victoria 20-8 over Titahi Bay. First to 21.
Yes.
16-8 for Tony Central over Plymerton. So they're the 2 men's singles semis. Ladies pairs. That game in front of us. Yes, Johnsonville 15-5. So they're establishing a pretty handy advantage. Now here's Lisa White coming down, looking for the shot bowl, and she's played a cracker.
Great bowl.
Played a cracker. So how many that leaves her with? Certainly 2 there.
It's a little bit hard to tell on this angle that we're looking at it.
Sarah's not happy with this. I think she said sorry, didn't she? I don't know about that. Don't know about that. Wow. Just brought the 9-eye bowl in a little closer. So Lisa certainly got 2 there. It's really got to the point now where you need to look for numbers.
Yeah, I think that's what Lisa will be doing, looking to pick up a number here. Get them back in the game. They need that confidence of scoring an end.
So she'll have a shot in mind, no doubt.
She's very capable of playing all the shots, Lisa White.
How's the weight? Just sailing through. 2 shots. Okay, so 17-6. I guess if you're the team that's well behind, you could say it's at least it's a start.
It is. It's and that'll give them a little bit of confidence to get them. They'll get the mat, and maybe they'll change the length a bit. Just see if they can change something. If you're not getting it, doing the same thing, it isn't going to get you ahead. You've got to change something.
Yep, well, the mat's come up a bit, and so this is a shorter end for sure.
Jack looks like it's a bit short of the 2 metre mark.
Pretty good weight from little Renata. Just didn't quite pick the green.
It's one of those bowls that you can quite confidently play under. If you're a little bit wide, you might get the inside edge and come into the centre. But you're not a lot of risk of knocking it in closer.
She's certainly going to duck underneath it. So that's a pretty good start from Miriam Wilson. So over on green 2, the ladies singles, tight between Tara and Stokes Valley, 10-9 to Tawa. And the other singles, Plympton 17, Upper Hutt 8. So some progress in those. Men's pairs, Johnsonville well ahead of Lyell Bay, 23-6. And Upper Hutt leading 9-eye 18-8. So progress from the other green.
Mary Ann's just going to slip past and go behind. Victoria may start playing a little bit more defensively and not put bowls together and cover a little bit more. They've got a few on the board.
Yes, it's the point where they can look and say, we can afford to drop the odd one. Just the numbers that'll worry us, maybe.
So if the bowls are spread around a little bit, it makes it very hard for 9-eye to pick up those numbers.
Well, 9-eye do have the shot here, that bowl just in front by about, I don't know, maybe a foot. Yeah. Looks like the 2 men's singles semi-finals have finished. Victoria had a big lead in one of those, so one would assume that Victoria have taken it, and I think maybe Petone Central in the other. I'm only guessing.
I can't remember. Too many games to keep track of. I
Yeah,
can only
that's
keep
true.
track of one at a time.
I'm sure those results will come through pretty quickly, but certainly the 2 men's single semi-finals have finished, and we will cover the final a little later on. I think, well, maybe around 12:15.
I think it's 12:15.
12:15,
yes.
yeah.
It'll be a good final.
Yeah. Tell you what, if you win the, just thinking off the top of my head, if you win the men's singles at Victoria, you've had to play pretty well. And you consider guys like Raymond Martin
Yes.
play there.
Yeah.
Laurie Guy.
yeah.
These sort of guys. Yeah.
Stokes Valley's a bit like that at the moment too.
Yes.
There's a lot of the young guys, and some of them are in the New Zealand development squad, and winning that one is probably
Not that easy to achieve.
not that easy
Right,
to achieve.
right.
Yeah.
Well, Nino have got a couple here. So they're just chipping away. If Lisa White can drop another one in. With her pink bowl.
See what she's like at adding.
Just down to the weight here. That's certainly nicely greened. And she's done it again, I think. Yep, 3 shots. So now, for the first time really in this match, there's a wee bit of pressure on Sarah.
But she stays cool as a cucumber. You just never see pressure on her face. She's amazingly cool, calm, collected player. Apparently, though, she panics on the inside, but you'd never see it on the outside.
Well, that bowl hung out there. So this is a real opportunity for Lisa White to convert. She's got her last bowl here. So if she could turn this into 4, I don't know whether she's quite, is she going to cut across, just watching it as it goes down there.
She's just got to beat that blue bowl. I think she's just gone past.
She'd be disappointed because that was one to really cash in.
So she would have been playing to come under that black bowl and push that blue bowl away. And
So it looks very much as though Nino hold 3, which would be their best haul of the lot. But of course, here comes Sarah with her last bowl, and she's drifting into the head. And she just drifted past. So 3 shots to Nino, and just when they really needed it too. So 13 of the 18 ends complete. And Nino get their first 3 of the match. 17-9, so you'd have to say it's doable.
it's doable, and the quality of the players out there. But it's very hard to pick up a good number when, you got to work very hard. Lisa can play some amazing shots, though.
On the other rink, it looks very much as if Johnsonville have established a handy lead, 17-5. And they're playing the 16th end, so they're a little bit ahead of the match we're watching.
Lil's bowl's coming into the head, and it's a pretty good bowl. I think she'll be pleased with that. Lisa's given her a clap.
Yep, just over the head by about maybe 18 inches.
Right on the centre line.
First bowl here from Marianne Wilson.
It's going a bit quick. If it picks up
She
that
might
jack,
just pick it up, and stay
She
with it.
has.
Oh dear, look at that.
that's a great bowl. Not too much weight. Picked up the jack, stayed with it.
Yeah, it's all about staying with it, isn't it? Because you can easily chip it away somewhere else.
And this one's going around behind.
Stayed on though, so that's important. Still live.
So Lisa and Lil have to keep their options open by making sure that there's bowls over the head. Jacks very rarely go forward. It has happened.
It has happened, yes. This looks to be on a pretty good line too. From she's going to get another toucher here. Oof,
Very close.
very close.
tucking that jack behind her own bowl would have been quite helpful.
How's the weight? Well, the weight was good. It was just really the green.
It's second shot. Yeah, Marianne's bowl's coming in here. It's a little bit quicker, but she might collect her own bowl and slow down, and she has.
Yes, maybe she grabbed the second shot there.
Looks like it from here.
Well, the most important bowl, maybe on this end, is this back bowl. Because Lisa White will play up to the shot bowl, and if she gets the jack, that bowl there, right at the foot of the screen, could become very important.
Could be a good catcher. If she gets it slightly wider, it could go back to the blue bowl of Marianne's as well. So the bowls over the head are quite crucial. It gives C skip more options. Lisa's a bit narrow on that bowl. Sarah's probably playing a cover shot here.
Yes, I think so, yeah.
If she added another one to the head, it just gives a bigger target for Lisa.
Drifting in towards the head, but just a little over. This could be a really big end here for Victoria. If they can pick up a couple here and establish a double figure advantage once again.
Really puts it out of reach, doesn't it?
Very close to it. Although we saw a 5 in the women's fours yesterday. It
Yes,
can happen, can't
it can, yeah. And this bowl of Sarah's is okay. If it had gone a little bit further and covered those two back bowls of Nine-Eye, Nine-Eye's got a shot on there that they can play to get 3. Lisa would have to pick up the jack and go with it to their 2 bowls at the back.
Probably got to be a little more decisive here.
She's definitely playing with a bit more weight.
Just going to miss that blue bowl. Certainly gave it a go, and it was really, the shot was on. So Sarah, now that she's got the last bowl, will try and add to the count. She doesn't have to worry about putting a back bowl in.
And it's just a little short.
Slides across, yeah. So I think the 2 blue bowls, and then it's a question of maybe who's got the 3rd shot, is it?
It's definitely a measure between those 2 black. 2 blue.
So the 2 blues come out, and now let's pull out the measure and see. Island Bay had a good end in the other match. They've suddenly jumped to 11. So 17-11, playing the 16th.
Island Bay were out here yesterday afternoon. It's great. We've got so many different clubs playing here today. It's nice to see all the colours on the green, the different club uniforms.
We're just checking to see who's got the third shot here.
And it
Three.
was Sarah.
3 shots,
That
boy.
bowl leaning in. It was about 2 inches in it.
Well, that negates the 3 that Nine managed to grab on the 13th end. Victoria comes straight back and get a 3 on the 14th. And so they now have a good advantage, 20-9.
I don't know what you came to do, but if you came to do your thing, then I hear you say, hey. 'Cause it's alright. There's nothing wrong with holding it to your thing.
So starting the 15th end here in this women's pairs semi-final between Victoria and Nine, and it's Victoria. They've always been in front, and currently a good 11-shot advantage. Tighten up a wee bit in the other semi-final between Johnsonville and Island Bay. Island Bay still have a 6-shot advantage. They're playing the 16th.
This bowl seemed to be hanging a little bit more down that side that Lil's just played down. It was a little bit wide. Miriam's bowl coming into the head again. It looks like a pretty good bowl, and she may get a touch on the way through. Bit of chalk.
He's actually hit the jack a fair bit in this game.
Sarah's chalk will be getting short.
Yeah. Lisa's willing the bowl across.
It's hard to tell which one of those two bowls is, is shot.
Here's Mary-Ann Wilson again. Not going to be a mile away. Yeah, that looks like shot. So once again, Victoria grabbed the initiative in the early stages of this, the 15th end. Okay, with a reasonable amount of weight on here from Lil Renata. So much so that I think she's probably gone into the ditch. Okay, let's confirm those singles matches that we talked about. 21-8, Victoria beat Titahi Bay in one of the men's singles semi-finals, and in the other it was Petone Central 21-8. Absolutely identical scores. So the men's singles semi-final, final in fact, between Victoria and Petone Central. Ladies pairs, just confirmation that Island Bay picked up a 6. Can't do much better than that, can you? 17-11, and they're playing the 16th. So Island Bay have hung in there very well. So the ladies singles, this is on the other green. Ladies singles, 16-11 Stokes Valley over Tawa. 21-13, that's finished. Plimerton has beaten Upper Hutt, so Plimerton through to the final. Men's pairs, Johnsonville over Lyle Bay, 24-9, and Upper Hutt 24-8 over Nino. Those games finished, I take it. Not quite, still playing, but pretty big leads there for both Johnsonville and Upper Hutt. So there we are, we're up to date. Meanwhile, back here on the television rink, if you like, Victoria looking pretty good as we're playing the 15th end.
And this is push Leisha in for shot. So Lisa's asking if she can get more than one.
Oh, I think she's indicating maybe a measure. That front bowl, that blue front bowl.
It's amazing how different the angle is when you're looking at it from our angle as from the player's angle when they're looking straight over it.
Lisa's charging down after this, hoping she gets a result out of it.
Digital tape measure of Marianne Wilson's.
Yeah.
Sarah doesn't need to do anything real crazy here. She doesn't need to do much more than a draw. If they go down one, it's another end that Lisa and Lil can't score on. They can't pick up a number on.
I tell you what, it's tightened up in the other game, 17-15. So Island Bay have mounted a terrific comeback here against Johnsonville, who were cruising away, 17-5, I think they led, then dropped to 6. So a bit of a consultation here between the two Victoria players. I think Sarah had to go down and just check for herself whether the front bowl is the shot, the blue bowl, or the pink bowl.
Be interesting to see the hand that Sarah chooses. She's got plenty of options on one side, and the other side is a dead draw. But Sarah's quite capable of doing a dead draw, and she can back herself with it as well. So is she playing under the blue bowl to push the pink bowl out?
No result. So Lisa White has been waiting down at the head. She'll have a reasonably clear idea as to who has the shot.
So the $1 million question is, what is Lisa White going to do? Clubmates in the background watching on the edge of their seats.
Yes.
She's not happy with it.
Well, if she pushes this bowl out or in, well, she might have been one in, one out. So she got the shot with her bowl. She was hoping to push that blue bowl further through and grab a couple, but she'll have to settle for one on the 15th end. So 20-10, 3 ends remaining. It's got really tense on the other game, though, hasn't it? They're playing the second last.
It's gone very quiet.
Yes, it has. I think Johnsonville might have this shot, just judging by the reaction of some of the spectators.
And Lil's bowl once again going behind.
So the jack is a fair way up, so this is a relatively short end. Is she going to grab the jack again? No, not this time.
Just sailing past. And both bowls are about 2 metres away from the jack, so there's a little bit of room to draw. What's the adjustment going to be?
Pretty good. Good enough for shot anyway.
So you'll notice in the background and the way that we're looking at the mat end at the moment, the 9-eye pull has been removed. So a few weeks ago at the club, it's the first time we've actually ever seen the 9-eye square clock lit up. The pull's always been in the way, so it'd be interesting to see what development happens out there.
It's been a long time happening, I can tell you, because playing bowls here through the summer, the demolition seems to have taken forever.
And that's a great bowl by Lil. She's holding the shot there, too. The demolition fierce stirred up a lot of dust.
It did, yes, but to the credit of the contractors, they put a lot of water on it. So we didn't see a lot of dust over at the bowling club.
And Marianne with another toucher.
She's the queen of the touches.
And again, it was a nice solid toucher, and the bowl stayed with the jack. It's fairly demoralising when you're holding 2 shots and the opposition comes away and takes it down, and you're down 1 after that.
So now Lisa looking to regain the initiative, coming down on the backhand and playing with some weight, but just missing.
It's her option to try and kill the jack so they can reset the end.
Well, I guess second prize would be to rest that shot bowl out.
Score 11 points in 3 ends, so they need to be picking up a few points on this end to stay in the game.
Well, she's got no option really. She has to play a similar shot and hope she makes some sort of connection. This looks more like a draw though. Needs to get onto that blue bowl, but she's just going to swing away.
Nine-eye are holding 2 seconds, but Sarah's got yet to play bowl. If Sarah can get in there and hold first and second shot, it takes Nine-eye's options away. And Sarah, being the class bowler she is,
Another one on the head.
there's another one on the head.
Yeah. Well, that'll be good enough for second shot. I think Lisa.
Yeah. Lil has confirmed it's 2 down.
Probably needs a kill. Well, she's not playing at full bore by any means.
She's like she's going to duck away too early.
She's going to shake hands though. She's decided that that bowl missed, and the two skips have shaken hands. They're not going to bother to play out the 17th and 18th end. A couple of shots there for Victoria, and they've just been too solid, too consistent.
Yeah, very consistent. Marianne led well up front, lots of touches and touches where she went with the jack, and just made it really hard work for Nine. All credit to Victoria for beautiful, consistent bowls throughout the game.
Yes, outstanding from Victoria. They were never behind. They got a maximum on the fourth, and they picked up a couple of threes on their way, and they were always really in command of this game, and they've won it by 22-10. They haven't bothered to play the last couple. It's a lot tighter on the adjourning rink, though. The 17th was killed, so they're replaying that one.
They carried their bowls back too, to replay in the same direction. If the two teams can't agree that they play the different, they go back to the original direction that it was played.
So it's the combination of Sarah Taukamu and Marianne Wilson who will go through to the final of the women's pairs, and they'll play either Johnsonville or Island Bay. That yet to be determined, but we'll be back with you here at Nine at 12:15 for the men's final, and that's between Victoria and Petone Central. So we'll see you then around about 12:15. Thanks for that.
Thank you.
That was good. That was
Enjoyed
good.
it.
I don't know what you came to do, but if you came to do your thing, let me hear you say hey. 'Cause it's alright. There's nothing wrong with holding it to your thing. I don't know what you came to do, but if you came to do your thing, let me hear you say hey.